Honorable colleagues, I appreciate the work on House Bill 4122A, which I believe is part of the Speaker's plan and this body's plan to increase accountability for large IT projects, such as Cover Oregon, and it will introduce improved tools for managing these projects. I agree completely with the Speaker's previous statements that we need to, quote, ensure public accountability for the mistakes for the Cover Oregon rollout and prevent future calamities from occurring during publicly contracted technology projects, unquote. I believe the bill needs to be amended in the Senate to make sure the legislative branch receives the contractor report before or after committee days or before or after sessions, and also be available for unedited public consumption as we go along in the process. Further, we must remember that we cannot rush to fix an unknown problem. Although we must act swiftly to make sure our state does not experience another Cover Oregon calamity, we must do so when we are informed of what went wrong in the first place. This measure does not seek to accomplish this important goal. Our first action should be to establish a bipartisan legislative task force on information technology project accountability. This would allow us to see what has gone wrong with major IT projects, not just Cover Oregon, and then allow us to evaluate how to proceed with a real solution. House Bill 4030 is a bipartisan bill which currently resides in Ways and Means and provides the way the legislature could exercise its responsibility to this calamity. I further agree with the Speaker that, quote, legislative actions must be taken to hold the appropriate people accountable for mistakes, unquote, which House Bill 4030 could accomplish. House Bill 4122A does not investigate or hold those responsible accountable for the failures of Cover Oregon. It expands current contracting policy, but does not address the underlying problems that could have been discovered and addressed by a legislative investigative task force. I'll be a no vote to notify the Senate. I think there's improvements which could be made to this bill, especially adding legislators to the counting process and improve transparency with the public release of the contractors' reports in this bill. In a short session, we as legislators should have placed a major focus on determining what went wrong with Cover Oregon. Instead, we have before us a measure that makes some changes to the current system and excludes key legislative oversight from the process, excludes accountability, and excludes transparency. Thank you, colleagues.